All right. It looks like we are live and ready to go. Welcome everyone to the live stream where we first review the watch list, then we trade the market open every day. I hope everyone had a good start to the week. Hope everyone had a good Monday. Today's Tuesday, the 31st of March, and it's 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got another 15 minutes till the market opens at 9:30. We wrap up trading usually within 90 minutes after the market opens, so between 10:30 and 11 a.m. Check the video description below for some FAQs. Let's get into it. And this is, I wanted to talk about the two lead gappers that we had yesterday because I feel like I oftentimes don't talk about them enough, but let's do it. SPCB, one of our lead gappers from yesterday. This thing was the one that just ran up, two big 100% runs right here, and again here. I think total yesterday was 305%. So huge day, beautiful pre-market consolidation, small cap. Everything was really going for this one. I really liked PS or SPCB, 11.7 million float again. So yeah. We actually did get a little trade on this one. I'll just review it quickly. So we had that pre-market trade here, and let me just open this one, all accounts, so you guys can see it. So we had this little pre-market trade here. I missed this entry down here at the morning dip because, well, it was really my fault, but the limit order, the price went below my limit order, didn't get executed. I was really confused. I removed the limit order, then it ran up. Then I wanted to enter again, but I was too conservative, and then I missed the big move to the upside. So it was, I don't know, a little bit of TOS, but yeah, I can't really blame anything else. But yeah, that was kind of a weird morning. It was very, very choppy. We were very laggy, and I was just a little frustrated on that front. But then in the afternoon, I didn't really know when I wanted to dip buy this. I think there was many good opportunities on the way down, but at no point did I really feel super comfortable till we broke $1 and then reversed. I wanted to originally buy it at 197 just blindly. But I was like, you know what? Let's just wait till this thing reverses. So it popped back up here, was approaching, popped back over $1, and then I bought the dip, and then I basically sold most of my position or some of my position before the market closed, and then I was able to get out the rest right afterwards. So this was a pretty good dip buy. I was happy with this one. We made a nice little, I think like 12% or something like that. So not too shabby. Yeah, sorry guys. So I heard that the YouTube is going to be kind of reducing the streaming, and the just general internet lines are extremely what's that word for it? Congested. So there's nothing I can do about it. I'm gonna see if I can figure out more about it, but I think we're just gonna have to deal with the fact that the next week and maybe 2 weeks we're just not going to have the best internet streaming quality. So I apologize for everyone about that. So I think we're just going to have to deal with it. At least the chat is still working, and that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy that the chat is going on pretty good here, and we can always see what we're all up to. So SPCB, pretty cool little thing. I don't know if I'm going to be wanting to trade it at all anymore. Maybe under, I don't know, 0.7, it could be kind of interesting again. Really big potential dip buys here at 0.75. So I'm kind of looking at this for a potential bounce maybe in this area. I did do a trade pre-market today, kind of on accident, and I have to review it. It's a little bit painful. This is going to be more in the recap video, but let me quickly just review this one as well. I don't want to take up too much time, but TOPS had the similar issue yesterday as BKYI that got absolutely crushed because the market sold off. So, or because they offered shares into the market. And I had a leftover limit order actually on TOPS, and I totally forgot to close it when the market closed. I usually have all my limit orders that just disappear when the market closed. I didn't on this one. And, we actually had a pretty solid entry on this one, but I didn't check it till, I don't know. I didn't check the market till about 8 o'clock, and then I realized I had a limit order on this one. So this is a pretty heavy loss on TOPS that we have, and I got to figure out. I'm about to close the position. I'm about to basically lock up the loss, which is totally fine. It happens. Not our biggest loss, but definitely up there. I mean, this is like a 35% loss, so huge loser. I'm gonna see if we can get a little spike here, but basically what happened with TOPS is. We had a decent entry near support, but the problem is that TOPE had a share offering. 8 million registered direct offering price at the market. So this absolutely destroyed the price. And I don't know. There's not much to say about this besides big accident on my end. I should have never had this limit order here to begin with. This is my gap and go strategy account anyway. So big mistake on my end. But yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you make these mistakes and I'm just gonna have to deal with it. So it looks like TOPS might be spiking up here. I would like to get out as soon as possible. Again, kind of in a tough position right now with TOPS. Thanks for the shout out, Tommy. Yeah, I keep hearing it, Shane. I haven't found like specific hard proof, but I hear it's super congested. Just the internet in general is just very slow. So there's just not a lot I can do. Looks like TOPS, we might be getting out of this position really soon here. Again, I mean, I don't know if the price is going to come back up here or anything like that. Either way, it doesn't matter. My whole trading thesis is already over. This trade is more or less over. If I was able to watch this dip, I would have got out. Probably not even here, but you know, in the first, I would have even took a loss on this. I would have been just so happy to get out of this trade as soon as possible anywhere in this area, just because I was not expecting a news article to come out like this. And that's why you got to be careful with these low float stocks, especially these sub-dollar ones. I mean, if you look at the long-term history, this thing, TOPS, has a history of doing reverse splits, doing dilution to the stock price. So these are things that, you know, we're totally used to. So it's kind of annoying that I don't know, I kind of left that limit order there. But yeah, that's just wanted to review that one as well. Okay, so let's get into it. Wait a second. Okay, I was running through the scanner this morning, and actually there's quite a lot of good looking picks, and I'm pretty excited for today. So BNGO was looking interesting at first when I first ran the scanner, not really too much anymore, kind of just selling off very aggressively. Plus BNGO, we've been trading it so much in the past, I don't know if I want to touch it. It's probably overtraded, back holders, yada yada. VVUS, this one looked pretty good. I was actually just about to buy it here near 3, around 8 something, yeah, 8.15. I was thinking if we pull back to $3, 3.20, I would probably like to buy that. So this one, really nice move here. We do have some big resistance that we broke through pre-market. So let's just quickly zoom in on this one. Shares outstanding about 10 million. That's really, really nice numbers. 180-day moving average right there. And then $4, some big resistance as well. And we're just, you know, zooming right past all those big resistance areas. So really nice move on this one. $5, not too serious of support and resistance. Really this 5.5 area that seems to be a bit more critical. And then again, 6.3 maybe. So yeah, this thing could absolutely just rip, and it's doing it. So looking at this one, EYEG kind of pulled back to $6, had a few bounces in this area, but I don't know. I don't really like when stocks just, you know, pull back this aggressively. Maybe I would trade it around 5.5 something or something like that. I don't know. It's tough to say. What I don't like about EYEG is the fact that it pulled back past 30%. So I think there's a good chance that it's going to be selling off the rest of the day. But the float is really nice. PHIO, looking pretty good. This is probably one of the top picks just because I really like that tiny float it has. Nice shares outstanding. They have good news, positive data on a therapy that they offer. So biotech with positive news. Kind of big resistance around 3.3 to $4, and then again about 5.5 to, what was that, 6.5 or something like that. So yeah, we had that first touch here. So this could be maybe a good dip buy around 2.5 or something like that. I don't know. We'll keep a close eye on for this one. I might even put a limit order out for it. And then again, we got some interesting moves here for sure. Actually, let me write down VVUS. I think this one might be one of the most interesting ones. So VVUS, and then we have SGBX gapping up about 140%, 1 million float, and it's a US conglomerate. They had a strong Q4, and a lot of their products are kind of coronavirus testing products, stuff like that. And you can see here, TOPS, we're closing out our position right now. So that's good. I was able to lock in at least a little bit of a bounce, kind of take some of my profits back. So we're down Not too much. We're down like $200 from where we closed yesterday before I got that nice little bounce trade. So this is why I, allocate my accounts, my trades the way I do. That way, no matter what happens, even if I lost everything on one trade, which will pretty much never happen. I mean, knock on wood, but we're still buying something with value, even if it's a horrible penny stock or something like that. So not putting too much risk into any one trade is really, really important. And that's why we allocate our accounts the way we do. So it wasn't probably the worst loss, but really the trade setup and the news and everything kind of made it a really unfortunate chain of events, TOPS. So I'll definitely talk about this one in the recap a little bit more. Just want to get through the scanner. We got another 5.5 minutes here. You can see I just got out here at 0.24. Now I'm not wishing and hoping that this thing goes back to wherever highs, or I'm not rolling the dice here. I'm not just praying that something happens with this one. You wanted to cut your losses quickly, and I did think that we're gonna have a retest here at least once. So to me, I thought holding through this was worth the risk. See if we get at least retest, touch VWAP, and yeah, luckily we did. So yeah, that's that trade. Let's go back here to SGBX. I see you guys in the chat. Shane, I only hit the like button when I have a green day. That's funny. Yeah, so I don't know. SGBX out of the gate could be interesting. Kind of not moving too much at the moment, but really holding the highs well. Around $3 could be a really good entry. And then maybe, I don't know. It's going to be tough to say. I'm going to be... what to keep an eye on today. It's going to be a really, really interesting day. I technically can only make 2 trades today because of that TOPS trade. In all reality, I could make actually 3 trades, but that would be taking 1 trade from tomorrow. So I want to be focusing on only potentially making 2 trades today. So I got to be a little bit selective here. I think VVUS out of the gates is probably one of the more interesting ones. Remember, it ran up so much though. It was just about under $1. It was at 0.95 cents yesterday. So huge run up already. Let's see what kind of flash crash this is going to have. But I think out of the gates, VVUS could be the most interesting. I think PHIO and then SGBX are all fairly interesting as well. So yeah, guys, we got another 1.5 minutes, or a minute 50 seconds. TI, I make 3 trades on average every day, or at least I have the ability to make 3 trades a day based on the way I allocate my cash account. Yeah, so Boy Claus, good point. VVUS is very thickly traded pre-market. That's why I'm going to be a little bit more cautious out of the gates with it, but I think the open on VVUS could be really interesting. It might have a flash crash though, might have a quick little pullback, maybe 3.5 or something like this. So if we want to be trading this one, I'll be probably looking for about 300 shares around 3.5 or maybe a little bit above 3.5. I think that's going to be my out of the gate play. And then SGBX could be really, really good around 2.5, but again, this is going to be an interesting open. We'll see what has the most dollar volume. We'll see what the traders are looking at and then kind of make our decisions from there. PHIO has really sold off a lot, and I really like the support underneath it. 2.5, definitely big time support. So should be an interesting open. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. Strong pullback already. Keeping a close eye on PHO right now at 2.5. 8% move on VVUS. Put a limit order here on near the 60s. Just watching PHIO as well. Just want to be careful. This thing's been selling off all day, making me a little bit nervous on it. It's already past 30% selling off. So just, good reason to be a little bit cautious here. So I was already thinking about maybe buying it under 50. Look at that selling volume kind of piling up there. Now, good financial news is typically pretty good, but this looks like there's something else shady going on with PHIO. And oftentimes you see stuff like this. This could just get halted any moment. Wow, what an aggressive sell-off. Taking a look at SGBX, having some issues here with this area at 4.26. Keep a close eye on that. What I like about SGBX is the fact that, it held its highs around 100%. That's pretty good stuff. PHIO would have been a good dip buy right here at the 27. So that could have been a really, really good move. But I kind of missed that one. I was really thinking about just jumping on it, but yeah, again, I missed it. That's just how it is sometimes. VVUS pulling back a little bit, keeping a close eye on it. Nice. Looks like the stream's holding up just a little bit, which is always refreshing. PSTV from yesterday was holding its highs pretty well, but it looks like it's selling off a little bit. You can see it's down 23%. So pre-market held its highs pretty well, but here it's really pulling back. Could be a great buy around 1.7. Let's see what kind of pullback we're getting. I'm still kind of cautious here. I would really, really like an entry on VVUS on a bigger pullback. I'm going to put a limit order here for now. A little bit lower of a limit order and a little bit lower of a ideal position size. BNGO, kind of a surprising little move here after selling off so aggressively. Found some support at 0.55 and then ripped up. It is sub-dollar, so I typically don't want to be trading the sub-dollar ones. Kind of light volume overall. Nice, SGBS halted. Really, really solid move. Looks like Shane, you were right on that one. Definitely was the runner of the day. So I definitely want to watch SGBX out of the gate. I think probably tops threw me off a little bit on my game today just because my mind was still on closing that position, which luckily we were able to do. I think TOPS has some really, really nice room to run. We can't really forget that. It's one of, definitely has one of the more rooms to run, I think, out of all the other ones. 725. So it's going to be opening on 38. Really nice entry, Shane. Really nice. So we had one attempt to break higher here. Tried again, break higher. This gravestone right here candle is actually quite a bearish sign. So this probably put me off on edge a little bit here. We touched 4.3 pre-market high and then just kind of instantly had a wall of sellers push it back down. But boom, that breakout was very clear. PHIO, I'd be a little bit careful. Had a really aggressive sell-off and a little bit less volume. So just be careful with this one. I'm actually surprised it sold off so aggressively. I can't say no to all that buying volume. Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. I got my auto send on just in case. Quick little look at VVUS. I'm going to put an alert here, see if we break down a little bit more. But actually, I got to say, it's holding its highs really well. This could be a good play. Just kind of watching it a little bit more. Markets are all red, but not really too much. This is like the perfect amount of red, I think, for the markets. Okay, SGBX, here we go. Let's see what happens with it. It's about to open up. Another 30 seconds. Oh God, yeah, Heiko, the TOS issues, man, they were really killing me yesterday. If you place though with a limit order, it should not buy at a higher price than your limit order. It'll buy at a lower price. It's basically a market order with a set stop. So here we go. SGBX is about to open up here. This could be a 10-minute hold. They should really start saying if it's a 10 or 5-minute hold, but it looks like it's going to be a 10-minute hold. So we're going to get opened up at 43. So another 4 minutes basically now. AM's having a really aggressive sell-off. See if it goes below 6. I don't think I'll be trading AIM today. Although I gotta say, it's tempting to buy a bounce like that. All right, guys, 10 minutes now since the market opened up. VVUS is having some issues breaking higher. I wouldn't be surprised if it tried to pull back, kind of test the lows. It already tested the highs. You get that a lot on these stocks where if you have a pre-market high or something, it likes to retest those areas. And if it doesn't work, then it's going to retest the lows and see which way it needs to find direction. Right now, it doesn't seem like it has much direction. TOPS, look at that. That's a little painful. This one actually ripped up higher. And yeah, we could have been pretty much in the green with this one, but yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. I can't really get upset. There was a good chance it was going to break below 2 and just get crushed, right? So this time, sold too early, but I had to cut my losses. That's my new rule number 1, and there's a good reason for that rule, because this time, you know, luck was basically, you know, if I held, I would have got lucky, but that's really what it was. There was no kind of strategy anymore at this point. At this point, I was only trading hope, and that is not a trading strategy. So close that position, moved on to the next one. VVUS, kind of interesting here. We got another minute on SGBX. This could be a really nice open. Just keep a watch out. A lot of the other elite gappers, we've been seeing a little bit of fake outs. But so far, I gotta say, SGBX looks like it could be a potentially really, really nice trade. A lot of the lead gappers are pulling back, so could give SGBX even more opportunity for the fact that a lot of the other stocks aren't moving as much. Keeping it close on VVUS, see if it goes even further than 3.6. THMO. Here we go, opening up 575 instantly. Let's see if we can get an entry on this one. Oh, I wanted that pullback, but it happened so fast. I was hoping we go a little bit lower. Phew, just people are jumping on this so quick. Could get halted again here. I have an order below 5. Moved it down a little bit. A lot of selling pressure. Decided to move my limit order down a little bit more. Could be a great dip buy. This one could start running again. $5, big time support. So far, 5 is holding pretty well. Just missed an entry on VVUS. Kind of a lot to watch here. Kind of a weak bounce on SGBX. That's why I'm being a little bit more cautious on it. VVUS had a really nice pullback. Missed my entry by a few cents, and then I moved my limit order back a little bit again because I don't like the fact that that would have been such a nice entry. 47 is kind of actually where I wanted it. I think I was at 45 or something like that. But if the bounce didn't work, then that's a whole second trade I would be looking at. So that's why I went ahead and removed that order. Just gonna watch this one. SGBX kind of hanging out in this area a little bit too long. See, breaking up higher again here. This could be the second run. I think there's a lot more potential on SGBX. I'm thinking about where could be a good entry right now. I'm just kind of leaving this limit order here below just so I can kind of not have to worry about it, but I get my get the stock on the chart a little bit here on my watch list. All right, SGBX. 5.5 is where we got to break out from. Let's see what happens. The first pullback was about a 19% pullback. That's pretty aggressive pullback, I gotta say. Big one candle move right there. Good chance there's going to be one more candle. Just had a little entry on this one, 220 shares. Smaller position size. See if we can get a little bit of a bounce here. Kind of wanted a bigger position size on this one, but let's see what we get. So this was a pretty aggressive pullback and two major, I would say, moves. I think there's a good chance we're going to have at least a little bit of a bounce. Unfortunately, I did have a smaller position size. I wanted to increase it to 2, maybe 40 to 50, but let's see what happens here. Yeah. All right, we're out of this trade. $145 profit. That's about probably like a 15% trade, maybe even 16% trade, since I was, I think, under $1,000 position size, which is a little bit unfortunate on such a nice bounce play. But you know, that's fine. It's good to make back some of the money we lost pre-market with TOPS. That was really an unfortunate trade. So I'm gonna keep watching SGBX. Here we go, back to 90. I mean, I had a good feeling I was leaving money on the table on SGBX, but at the same time, that was a big move. And you know, you want to take profits, you want to cut losses quickly, at least on my trading strategy. I know some of you guys are doing totally different trading strategies, but I just want you to know the way I trade and the way I've consistently grown my account now in the last few months is just taking profits. Actually, many years. So just with this challenge for the few months. SGBX could be a really interesting second trade here. Keeping an eye on it. Keeping an eye on VVUS as well. Kind of have a limit order still on this one. Don't really like that. It's just kind of selling off consistently here. Had missed my entry that I wanted, and I could have closed this for a 10% profit. Now I'm kind of just hanging out in this area. I don't know. It's never a fun place to be in when you miss a trade and then you're kind of just, you know, digging for scrap. So I'm just going to replace my limit order here. I don't even know if I'm going to actually do this trade. If I get this entry, I would be pretty happy. So I'm going to leave this limit order for now. I'm going to go back to SGBX because I like the momentum behind it. I feel like there's a lot moving with this one. So I want to keep an eye on it. Got to remember though, it had a failed breakout. We had one pullback, two pullback. It's really slowed down a little bit. So I'm going to tighten my alerts. Basically, if it goes down, I'm going to get alerted. Got alerted. These last few days, I forgot the ability to speak somehow. I don't know what's been going on with me. Maybe I'm dehydrated or something. VVUS pulling back now. Yeah, Shane, so true. I was kind of also wondering. I was like, okay. Well, it's not as exciting as I was thinking. I gotta say, VVUS does not look too bad. I like the fact that it's carving a little rounded bottom here. You know, it is one of the lead gappers as well. Actually, not on my list, but it was a clear lead gapper, and I probably should have paid a bit more attention to it. 10 million shares outstanding. I'm not sure what the float is on it. I don't want to open any tabs though right now, so I'm not going to look it up. Really nice move. Overall, this move pre-market was about 350%. Right now, it's up 300%. So huge, huge stuff. Makes me want to be a little bit more cautious maybe on this. I don't think I'm going to buy this VWAP breakout. Although I got to say, it looks like a good setup, and a big part of me wants to actually buy it. And here we go. Now it's breaking up. So we already have this one candle above it. Let's see if we can continue this move. $4 is some serious resistance. I think I'm going to be cautious on this one. I don't think I'm going to trade this one just yet. Let's go back to SGBX. This one is still really confused what just happened. I wouldn't be surprised if it had one more pullback and then it really maybe took off maybe a bit later in the day. I don't know. It's hard to say, but that was a really aggressive sell-off, and it doesn't seem totally justified. So yeah, that was a $910 position size. I want to be trading with a minimum of $1,100 position sizes. So that was totally under allocated on that trade, about 25%. Yeah, 25. So yeah, maybe I'll do a re-entry on this one, but I'm going to be cautious. I think 50 would be just about right. Maybe 60. All right, guys, SGBX pulling back again. Let's see. 450. Can it hold? If I do another dip buy on this one, I would probably even take profits a little bit quicker. But then again, it's really hard to say. I don't know if my TOS is super laggy or if it's SGBX is just being a little bit lighter traded. VVUS over $4. Man, I really was thinking this could be a good trade, but at the same time, I wanted to give it a little bit longer here. I like that rounded bottom it made right here. So we had a pullback, rounded bottom. This could break to new highs. We have some more resistance above around 5.5, but I mean, so far so good. This could just be the beginning of a good run. Boy clause, TLRY. Throw on the list TLRY. Moving about 10%. Bigger stock. Nice move on it. Not the biggest percentage gain, but still kind of interesting. Big resistance, I would say, roughly around $10. I'll give it a little bit of time. I don't know. I probably won't be trading it. Although I gotta say, buying a pullback near VWAP on this one might be a really good trade. That's typically not something I'd be looking for. VVUS, still interesting. I just feel like it's still a little bit overextended on the day, and I probably want to wait a little bit more on VVUS. Let's go back to SGBX, which has kind of just been doing absolutely nothing. Slowly selling off, but at the same time, with not too much volume. You can see the volume basically has left the building. Yeah, TLRY, I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a big float, a lot of shares outstanding. It's a bigger market cap. For the size of TLRY, it's somewhat lightly traded. I don't know. I don't know about it. I wasn't looking it up. See what else we got here on the scanner. VVUS pulling back a little bit now. TLRY at 7.3. PHIO just absolutely not moving at all, which is a little unfortunate. But, you know, a lot of times one of the lead gappers doesn't seem to do much. So top movers, VVUS, AIM, SGBX, THMO, which we were looking at for a little bit. PLAY. Apron's moving a little bit. SGBX, yeah, I mean, we're kind of looking at all the top stocks. I don't really see a perfect entry with SGBX, so I'm just going to kind of let this one go for now. I gotta say, I would like another entry on this one, but I don't see that very clean, clear setup. Although there could be a double bottom around 14 any moment now, and I think that could be a potential setup. Here we go, pulling back. Yeah, you're probably right, Shane. 412, some big buyers there. Instantly spiked the price up 5-6%. That was kind of a big move. I was not expecting that. Boom, instantly the price is back down. 409. This thing's all over the place, huh? Jesus. This is kind of like why I was saying that if I dip bought this again, I would be taking profits a little quicker, just because I would have been scared for something like that. Whew, I'm freezing. I'm cold. I'm gonna tuck my shirt in. It's getting cold in here. It's so freaking cold. 408. I don't see this thing breaking 4 just yet, but it might break 4. I just would find that a bit unusual. Everything was looking pretty good on SGBX. VVUS, also a little bit turning into a snoozer. Yeah, pulling back like I was thinking it might. I didn't like the fact that it was up so much, had such a solid run, and didn't really pull back yet. It didn't have that breather yet. Didn't have that consolidation like we had that pre-market phase right here. So I felt like, you know, this is a little bit too soon. Big support at 3.2. That'd be a 15% pullback from about where it is right now. SPCB from yesterday. This was the big mover yesterday, and just look at it. It's doing absolutely nothing. Although I gotta say, we were talking about, you know, 0.75 big time support. We had a line right on it, and we're bouncing several times off of it. You could have done 3 7% trades off of SPCB so far and been done with the day. But yeah, that's, you never know. Okay, that's just wishful thinking. Okay, SGBX finally found some big support at 407. Looks like it's officially reversing. I'd actually want to get in on this one again. I like what we're seeing now. I'm going to reduce my position size a little bit. The spread on it is just insane, absolutely wicked. I mean, you're up and down 3% in like every other second. So we had a pretty nice double bottom on this one. Actually might try an entry on this again. I'm just going to give it a little bit longer here. I don't like the fact that the buying volume was not nearly as much as the selling volume. I don't think this move is necessarily over yet. I think the cruise lines are popping because they drop so much. They're dropping and they're popping. That's what happens when you drop so hard. I gotta say, SGBX looks pretty good in this area, but I'm not buying it just yet. Although I should have. Definitely should have. I don't know. It's a bit of a ski slope for me right now. I'm still right on the day with that ridiculous first TOPS trade. I mean, that is just so... I haven't had a ridiculous kind of accident trade like that since November. No, wait, no, October. October, I remember that one. Pre-market, just held it for way too long. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to look at it. TOPS. Yeah, okay, it's back at 2.6. So, I don't know. I don't regret selling it here because in practice, those are good decisions. This time, it didn't work out. It's kind of like taking profits on a breakout at 10% and then it runs to 100%. You know, it's very rare when that happens. It happens, but it's rare. And this time it happened. But that's not how you grow an account typically. So I'm fine with that. Or maybe I'm just trying to make myself feel better. I don't know. VVUS, what are you doing? Just keep a close eye on this one. SGBX, I guess it was a good thing I didn't enter. I was getting a little bit maybe FOMO on it, but ultimately it was a good idea not to enter. Now it's really pulling back in just one candle, 12%. That's really aggressive. So I don't know. Now you guys know why I'm such a cautious trader. if you didn't know already. VBIV volume coming in from Boy Claws. Hey, look at TLRY is starting to move up as well. Yep, there it is, VBIV. Decent volume, 7.5 million. SGBX is looking a little shaky, but at the same time, we got the 15-minute EMA on the 5-minute chart looking really healthy. The 1-minute chart really kind of gives me a bit of worry. The daily chart actually looks fairly bullish again. We had a spike here, had a bit of a pullback, big support underneath. Wait, I'm looking at tops. I was like, wait a second. This isn't SGBX. That was weird. Yeah, this is what I was looking at though on the other chart. And 3.75 big time support, 425, 428 big time support as well. This might go red a little bit, but who knows? First big green day, so I have a lot of hope for this one. Lead gapper. I just, who knows? Maybe it was a one-trick pony and it's dead. Maybe though, it's just going to consolidate a little bit longer and then break out. But I'm going to be wrapping up trading here in like 20 to 40 minutes, so I don't know if we're going to be on board with that one. Or it's going to have a quick maybe a little dip, then pull back to the highs, consolidate, and we can get in on that dip buy. I don't know. It's tough to say what's going to happen with SGBX. Or it just absolutely rips right now and I miss it. I don't know. Watch that double top forming on SPY beat. I will watch that SPY. The markets are green a little bit. NASDAQ now at 0.4%. Yeah, had a nice little flat top breakout actually, if anything. 260. Look at this consolidation here on the daily. This is such an interesting little pattern here. Red candle, red hammer candle, so gravestone, bounce, green hammer candle, and then two red candles, green hammer, red hammer, all over the place. And then just really consolidating in this area like 265, 270, not really able to break out of that. Actually, we're like 260, 265. Wow, that was such a fun open, guys. I love this. I love the markets being back to normal, man. It's just such a good time. This used to be a daily thing, except the internet was a little bit better. Heiko, you and Shane are holding on for dear life right now. VVUS, is this the pullback we've been waiting for? Or is this the breakout that it's about to happen? I think if VVUS breaks out higher, I think this could absolutely just explode, but SGBX consolidating a lot, 15-minute EMA kind of giving it some pressure. But big time support here. 420. My legs are sore. My titties are sore. I had some really good workouts this week. Tomorrow my back's going to be sore. I'm already excited about it. Man, yesterday we wrapped up with $6,500 and I'm at $6,266 because of that TOPS trade, which is not even my strategy. That was so stressful. It was a pure accident. Whatever, that happens sometimes. That's right, Axel. Dude, SGBX is giving me high blood pressure. What is going on here? Oh boy. Had a nice little double bottom here, kind of holding this area pretty well. Volume is basically non-existent. SGBX is in for a big move in like the next probably 1 or 2 minutes tops. or it's going to consolidate for another 5 minutes. I don't know, but it's either going to break out or break down real soon here. Peter, yeah, I got alerts. I got alerts for SGBX and VVUS just kind of squeezing in the price in the sandwich. There's going to be a breakout eventually for one of them, or for both of them. I'm not sure in which direction. Oh, wow, Jesus. I feel bad for those crabs in your trap, which are right next to your boardwalk. Just kind of help me. Shane! You guys are ferocious crab monsters. Although I wouldn't mind a little crab right now. Just feeling pretty... I'm kind of hungry. I'm starving. Oh my God, I just got so hungry. TTM squeeze indicator. No, I have not actually. Is that? Is that on here? I don't really like too many indicators. They kind of throw me off a little bit to be honest. This one, TTM squeeze indicator. No, I've never used it. Interesting. No. SGBX looks like crabs are going to be saved today. VVUS though, those crabs are not going to be looking too good. All right, this is what we've been waiting for, guys. This is looking pretty healthy. Nice clear breakout here. I'm going to be looking to get a little bit more aggressive now. We had a nice break past here. 235. VWAP might be breaking out any second. We just had an alert go off. This is looking pretty good. See if we can get an entry here on this little pullback maybe. Not even sure if there's going to be a pullback. That was a pretty strong, clean breakout. Solid momentum there. Just going to quickly check VVUS. This one's pulling back. I might use a trade from tomorrow. Because we're seeing some, this is nice move on SGBX right here. Really, really solid move. Remember the spread on this one is huge. A word of caution. Markets are all green, looking good. SGBX starting to break higher again. VVUS, a little bit sketchy still. I have high hopes. I like this consolidation. We did break down. We got the 15-minute EMA, and I would say as well the daily chart looking pretty healthy. I don't really like to buy in that consolidation because you just don't know. And then sometimes it's really hard to get out on a flash crash. Sometimes you can really have a nice CP, cost per unit on it, but... let's keep watching this a little bit longer here. Let's think about potential entries. So we had a nice 5-minute breakout. We had that 1 minute pullback here, which has happened much lighter than I was expecting, to be honest. I was really thinking that could be a nice pullback. Now we're breaking above VWAP. Wow, beautiful rip here. Looking good, looking really, really good. We're about 10:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm actually going to change this one. Why does it not show Eastern Standard Time? Well, Shane, I've never used the squeeze indicator that was discussed here, but basically when a stock squeezes, this is considered a squeeze right here. It just squeezes on up. So we have the resistance at about 4.26, breaks that level and then squeezes up. So kind of breakout and squeeze oftentimes get used very interchangeably. Squeezes typically come from the term short squeeze, when shorts are forced to close their position, forcing the price to go up or get squeezed up. I'm being a little bit cautious on potential entries with SGBX based on the way it's kind of been behaving. We've had a lot of quick moves based on spread, just a very big spread. Two big double volume candles here. That's a really good sign. VVUS looking pretty interesting as well. I think I might have to get a bit more aggressive on SGBX or else I'm going to miss it. I should have got aggressive on those first three candles that I kind of wanted to, but I totally missed that move. So I'm going to wait here, see if we get a dip. Otherwise, I might try to do a potential entry on this one, see what we get here. $460, just watching this a little bit longer here. I like that. We had a clear breakout around 4.47, maybe even 4.5. Looking for a potential entry in that area. I might miss it. I don't know if I'm being too conservative or not. I don't know if SGBX is going to have that big run past 5. It might. It's 10:26. So we've had one red pullback to 58. I don't think I would have got that entry either way. It doesn't, so it's not too much of a loss there. If we get one more pullback, I would like to get a potential entry. Otherwise, I don't know. I would have to get more aggressive then. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Whew, that was a quick pullback to 47. Let's keep watching this one. Again, a little bit lighter of a position size. So right now, I'm looking for a potential break above 5. I don't know if we're going to get it. If we keep pulling back here and this is looking a little shaky, I might go ahead and not hold on to this position much longer. I really want, what I've noticed is I typically know if my trades are right or wrong within the first, 30 seconds or so. So I'm going to just kind of watch this one a little bit longer. So I wanted to pull back my limit order a little bit quicker. I wanted to actually get an entry closer to 43. I tried to do that as the price was going down. I should have done it beforehand, but I messed that up a little bit. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to give it a bit longer. Again, I'm waiting for a break past 4.75 and then ideally past 5. Right now it's 10.27. We're still pulling back on SGBX. So yeah, pullback's a little bit more aggressive than I was hoping for. Not a lot of volume though, kind of just big spreads. I think there's a good chance that we're going to have a retest of 473, 40, and then, I don't know, from there, we might just see a big rejection. But if let's say 4.3 doesn't hold, then I'll be getting out of this trade. Nice, Heiko. That's good stuff. Good to hear. I would be up today, but that TOPS trade, this pre-market, really rocked my ship a little bit. But maybe by the end of the week, we'll have a nice green P&L. Actually, we'll definitely probably, yeah, I don't know, it's hard to say. That's really funny. Oh God. I'll have to, if I ever make it like a Udemy course or something, I'll have to put that as a testimonial. I got one heck of a cocaine rush from those trades. Trade with Alex. That's so bad. Alethea, I'm not totally sure. I don't know if I get your question. What do you mean you can't sell it? SGBX right now is looking a little bit shaky. Not a lot of volume on it. Kind of retesting these lows in this area. Not the most fun place to be. Really wish we had a little bit better of an entry on this one. I think there's a good chance that we're going to retest VWAP around 4.7. I don't know if we're going to break past 5, but retesting VWAP is basically the price needs to find the direction. And right now it's retesting the lows, and there's clearly buyers near the lows. Now, are there sellers near the high? That's the next question, right? Ideally, we would want to hold this for a break past $5 and sell into a bigger move. But I don't really know if we're going to get a move like that. Just based on, you know, this big rejection that we had here. It's tough to say. It's really, really tough to say. SGBX. It's a tricky one to trade. So it's 10:31 right now. I'll be wrapping up trading pretty shortly here. Such big spreads on SGBX. Yeah, thanks for checking up on that, Sapru. Right now we're open with, okay, so we're pulling back here. I'm going to be closing this trade out. We're open. Let's see what happens here. 4.3 is having some issues. 4.3 is getting chipped away. 3.3, a little bit of a bounce maybe. Not a lot of volume though. Check out that volume. It's really tiny. So I'm open with 230 shares. You can see that here. Shane's getting Braveheart on us over there. When the Braveheart quotes come out during the day trading, that's those are dangerous times. But I feel you. It's always good to be fairly indifferent about whatever happens. Even with the TOPS position, just because I had a small allocation on, actually it was one of my, it was an okay allocation, but generally, you know, when I divide my account up the way I do, no one trade affects me too much. And that helps me remain fairly unbiased towards any specific trade. SGBX is such a snoozer. Oh man, this thing trades so slow. Should have been a little bit more cautious with that entry. I had a feeling that, you know, there was a good chance that we're gonna not move that quickly on it. Alicia, I see your questions coming in there. I just don't really want to miss something right down the order book. So when I get out of this trade, I'll definitely be answering your question. Bought 250 shares. There's some orders coming in. So typically if you want to sell, you just sell on the sell side of the order book, or I don't know what platform you're using. There's many different platforms. But there should always be a little notification that says sell to close. You can see here, if I sell 230 shares of SGBX, it's to close. If it says short to open, that's not good. You're taking a reverse trade. SGBX is totally still my risk tolerance, but I don't really like that. It's a little bit slower here, but I'm in no rush to, you know, make any quick decisions at this moment. So I'm just going to give it a little bit longer here. I'm not sure how much longer though. A little bit. Just the volume in general is so light on it. I don't get that question. What's the difference between 6, 5, and 4? I'm using Robinhood. I don't know. Those are all different amounts, no? SGBX gaining a little bit of momentum. The only problem is there's no volume behind that momentum. So I don't really put much worth behind anytime I don't see much volume. We're kind of retesting this 15-minute EMA on the 5-minute chart too many times. I don't really like what I'm seeing. We might get lucky and we might just be able to close this trade. I don't know if I'm going to hold it past 5. That could be a huge mistake on my end. But I'm just kind of like running through my thought process out loud. There we go. We had 2,000 shares get executed just now. It's good to see a little bit of momentum. Still very light though. Moving a little bit in the right direction. Shane, it's actually pretty funny. You're just trying to distract yourself because you don't want to keep looking at SGBX, which I totally understand. SGBX getting a little bit of momentum here, but again, there's like kind of no volume behind this move. Just kind of sitting here and waiting and watching. Man, I would have really liked to see SGBX break past 5 with some serious volume, just absolutely rip and maybe get halted on the way up. And who knows, it could still happen. Just a little bit more nervous than I was before. There's definitely a bit of a top here at 80s in the 80 area, maybe 89, starting around 78. I don't know how much longer I want to hold this. 69, we just ran up to 69, that's not too bad. I was really expecting we could see a little bit bigger of a move on that one. I was thinking like we could hit maybe 75 or something. We just, you know, that was such a flash of a crash down. Really not what I want to be seeing. It's a good old shakeout right now. Again, the spreads on this one, I think that's the worst part about SGBX is really just the spread. I don't even think this was necessarily a real move. TLRY turning around. VVUS, I'm still watching this one. SGBX, I was expecting a little bit more of a move on it. I was thinking about getting out around the 75 area. We hit 69, then we pulled back. I don't know. You know, this one could be a bit more of a late day move. I don't know. Or it's not going to be a move at all. It's totally in the air still. But at the moment, I'll probably go ahead and close out this position if I can. But it looks like there's really a lot of selling momentum behind this one, which makes me a little bit nervous here. I might have to close it out for a small loss. Just give it probably another minute or two here. VVUS really pulling off. Almost had an entry on this one as well. You know what? I'm just not going to go for an entry on VVUS, although that, you know, that was exactly the entry I wanted. So I'm a little bit disappointed on that one. I can't be watching too many things right now, and I already messed up one trade because of that. Yeah, that could have been a really, really nice dip buy on it. So SGBX, I think what I should have done is probably get out as we were making some momentum here to the upside. I mean, it's tough to say. You know, it was looking pretty all right, and I was kind of thinking about getting out of it. So I'm just going to try to get out of it here at 45. Kind of walk away with this one. Okay, so we closed out of SGBX, or we almost closed out of SGBX. I didn't really care if I was profitable or if this was a win or a loss. It doesn't matter to me. What I don't want to be in is a stock that's not moving, because those are really dangerous. Those can flash crash down. Those can get halted because some news comes out that's, you know, shares are being exercised. I'm happy to just kind of close out this position. It looks like I have 30 more shares open. It's just moving so slow. Oh my god. So I don't really care about this one. Luckily, it looks like we're almost out of this one. What I did want was a potential trade on VVUS. So I'm a little bit annoyed I didn't get this entry, but I want to close out my other trade so I can actually watch this trade. To me, that's way more important. And it looks like I'm still in with a small position on SGBX. Not anymore. So yeah, we could have probably took maybe that $50 profit, kind of upsetting that we didn't. All right, VVUS pulling back now. Closing my limit order on it because I want to watch it and decide when I want an entry. Probably around 330 shares. Nice little double bottom here. Not totally sure if 2.25 is going to break. That's a pretty strong support area. If it does break, I would like to probably get long on that one. Nice, good to hear that, Satoshi. Alethea, I'm starting to think you're either spam or trying to get somebody to do something to scam them. So please stop asking people to call you or I will have to mute you. SGBX 409. So good thing we got out of that position. VVUS, I still kind of wanted this one. But yeah, I kind of missed that entry. Could have been a really nice one. So yeah, we got out of this one just in time. Again, I should have probably just got out here, but I thought there was a chance we might break above VWAP and I wanted to sell maybe at the 75. It's kind of hard to figure out the position sizes here a little bit. Whew, remember, it's SGBX had such an aggressive sell-off earlier, and I don't want to jump into something too early. About a 13% pull already. $3.5 could be big time support. Right now we're bouncing off this low here, this former breakout area at 79. Axel, you only lose money when you sell for a loss. Yeah, I guess so. That's a funny thing to say. Looks like SGBX having a nice little bounce here. But I don't know. I would rather see something a bit more significant. I don't know. Looking a little sketchy for me. I don't think I would be buying just yet. Although I got to say, we had a nice double bottom here at 3.83. It's the yellow on my screen. I see you. Oh wait, no, who said that? Proud Dad. It's actually part of VWAP. It's the lower end of VWAP. So here you can see it. The VWAP, -2 in the day. The 15 is the exponential moving average. And then the green line, the thick green line, is the 180-day moving average. I might have to make a video about that at some point. Oh boy, guys, SGBX, man. Whew. I feel like something a little shady is going on here. I don't know what, but it's really just kind of pulling back way more aggressive than I would have expected this one to do. Nice little pop there. Here we go. Could be a 10% move. I'm a little upset somehow I didn't get VVUS. So it's 10:52. I only got one trade. Actually, no, that's not true. I got 2 trades in today. Could have easily been 2 green trades, but the second trade we took a small loss on. Could have probably wrapped up with about, $50 profit on it. Yeah, I don't know. SGBX, it's not that I don't really think it's gonna bounce. I think it could bounce. I think it could easily go lower, and then it could go lower again, and then you just don't know when it's gonna stop. And to me, I would have liked to see a bit more clear of a reversal, or maybe reaching this 3.5 area. I don't know, something a little bit more indicative of a bounce. This could just be a slow bounce. I don't know. SGBX has been really hard to trade, and I found that so far in this one, buying the dips would have worked the best, except that first 15 minutes buying the breakout there, which I didn't do. So far, it's just constantly selling off. Kind of reminds me of a bit of a ski slope pattern right now. So we got a little ski slope here, and we got the ramp, and then just the cliff at the end. I don't know why I call it a ski slope. Probably not the best ski slope, but in the end of the day, not a pattern that I really like. Plus, we got the 15-minute EMA constantly pounding down, acting as resistance. I don't know. I don't really see this reversing just yet. This could be one of those stocks where, like, tonight or tomorrow, or even the recap video, this thing breaks new highs. But right now, it's consolidating. Gotta remember, it's still up 89% on the day. VVUS, man, how did I miss that perfect bounce in the 27? Oh God, this was my second trade. This was it. This was my baby, and I missed it. So clean. Ay. Yeah, 5-7% move. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Satoshi's definitely right. Using the simulator, to me, learning how to trade using a simulator isn't my favorite thing, but learning how to use the platform you're using, or you want to learn, or just getting started on, I find the simulator very nice for that, and I use the simulator for TOS sometimes for that. Or I'll use on-demand trading, which is the same as paper trading, but you're paper trading in the past, not the current day or the current market. So on-demand trading is sometimes really nice to like go back to a specific scenario and retrade that scenario. So yeah, Satoshi's definitely right. Servers that are going to Yeah, that's a good point. Well, probably even more than soon, but yeah, they have some good equipment going out with the coronavirus testing, SGBX, but at the same time, um, a lot of these companies, it doesn't really necessarily matter what their catalyst is because they'll have, a bunch of reverse splits, they'll have dilution, and the way the company is financed is basically guaranteeing that they're going to go down to zero. And that's just something that, I don't know, you kind of have to realize trading small caps that you're not trading the next Tesla, you're trading, something that's on life support, and it's probably going to be not traded much longer. On the order options, MOC. I'm not actually sure. You'll have to explain that to me, Axel. I couldn't answer that. CCL, dang, missed the entry on 14. VUZI, I missed VUZI. There's that's the thing. There's so much going on every single day that you can't trade everything. So it's totally fine to miss something. And you guys call out some really good stocks, and sometimes I can't focus on it just because there's so many other things running, like THMO. This was chatted out. TLRY, that was chatted out. I like to just focus on the 2 or 3 lead gappers and try to trade them as best as I can. And if I don't get a trade out of it, so be it. I gotta say, VVUS is looking pretty good. I kind of like that. I found some support here. Now it's kind of consolidating in this area. But at the same time, like I probably wouldn't trade this unless we broke below 3.2. And I think that is going to make me miss a move to the upside. I really think there could be a little retest here or something, but I don't know. What I was looking for is this $27 point entry and then sell into the bounce would have been a nice 5% trade or something like that. It worked out too. Everything worked out perfectly. I just didn't trade it. Wow, SGBX, man, this is such a tough one to trade. It's so slow. That was the slowest bounce and recovery I've ever seen. It's just ridiculous, which kind of makes me feel like it's not going to be a complete bounce, but let's see what happens. It's 10:59. It's about to be 11 o'clock, and that's pretty much the latest I'll be trading at. Could be seeing a pullback. VVS just hit 2. Waiting good entry on AAL. Might be overnight for me. So I'm down 250 today. Even though it kind of today felt like a pretty good day. It's just that TOPS ridiculous trade. Should have never happened. Should have never happened. Oh well. I really think there's a good chance SGBX is going to pull back again. I don't really think this dip is over because every time I see a bounce that's weak, usually is an indication that the bounce is not over yet. Or the pullback is not over yet. Yeah, those large caps have had the nicest bounce ever, huh? And airline, cruise lines, but I really think it's really not much more than a bounce for the short term. All right, guys, SGBX pulling back a little bit here. We could see a potential entry. No, it's so slow, such a slow mover. VVUS has 3.26. This one actually might dip off as well. Yeah, SGBX is having some issues for sure. Remember, right now we're dip siding on the backside of a move. So we got to be dip buying on the backside of a move. So you want to be careful with these. You typically want to take your profits a little bit quicker, unless you're waiting for that big reversal at the end. Could see some good entries coming up here. 61 holding the area. Pulled back all the way to 51. Big buyers at 51. This could be the bounce right here. I'm going to give this one more candle. Pulled to 38. Already risked about 4% on this one. Would like to see it bounce fairly quickly. So you just don't know, like, is this the beginning of the full reversal, or is this just going to be one more bounce on the way down? You know, you just don't know. So I'm going to be trading this one most likely fairly quickly. Let's see what happens here. You can usually tell by how hard it bounces. And right now it's not bouncing very hard, but it's a very tough thing to read. and almost always, like, you know, I'm wrong on it. So that's why I like to take my profits very quickly. You know, SGBX for elite gapper with quality news. I'm surprised it hasn't been holding its highs as well. It's really, really surprising, honestly. Plus good financials. But then again, you know, it is up 69% on the day. So can't really deny that. Very slow bounce here, though. Big buyers coming in there, 347, huge order just popped up. That's what we would like to see. That could be an indicator of a reversal. Shane, yeah, that's I think that's the hardest part about trading. But honestly, I feel the same way about myself. I'm like, wow, that was absolutely, I did not expect that. It's so tough, man. I never want you guys to make any trading decisions based off of what I do, but I just kind of speak out loud. SGBX is, I'm a little disappointed with the way it's performing here. Shane, that comment is really funny. It also just kind of sums up day trading in a nutshell. It's tough. I mean, my winning ratio is about 60%, but we're still able to have a nice profit so far at the end of every month because we just, you know, take profits quickly, cut losses quickly. I think that's the only thing that is my biggest takeaway from trading. I just closed out this position. I don't know. Did I close out too early? Probably. Was I have no idea. I didn't like that the bounce was weak. And one of the things I preach always is, you know, a weak bounce is a red flag. So that's why I closed this position. But, you know, just because something happens 10 times in a row doesn't mean it's going to happen 11 times in a row. So did I get out of SGBX too early? I don't know. I honestly don't know. What I do know is when the trade is no longer doing what I wanted to, so over here it was no longer doing what I wanted to, I got out of the trade. I should have got out of the trade here because I was expecting a quicker reversal in this area. So not getting out here was a big mistake on my end, I think. Yeah, Keith, pretty much. But then again, sometimes it doesn't, and then you're like, oh man, why did I get out? But then it's like, then you think next time I'm gonna hold it longer, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna make sure I get that non-dead cat bounce, even if it looks like it, and that's when you make a big mistake, And I think that's the toughest part about trading psychology. It's like last week, remember, I was missing all the big run-ups to the upside. I would make maybe 5-10%, or I'd close it out for a small loss. But I was able to do that with with the majority of the trades, but then I would miss the big 90% moves to the upside. But I would also avoid the 90% moves to the downside. So I don't know, it's tough. Once we have bigger position sizes, a 10% trade is going to make a lot more sense. Then it's going to be like, boom, we just made $1,000. Do 2 of those, $2,000. That's pretty nice. And then every now and then you get lucky and you get like a 20, 30, 40% move. But yeah, doesn't always happen. All right, watching SGBX is gonna make my eyes fall out of my head, and I'm also out of trades for the day. I even used 1 trade for tomorrow, so I only have 2 trades for tomorrow, which is kind of upsetting. So if SGBX dips off again, I wouldn't be surprised if I bought it with a different account. It's not going to be part of the small cap gap and go trading strategy anymore, or like the challenge account, just because I'm trying to separate this account growth. But I don't know, maybe I'll buy it with my IRA or with my margin account or something like that, which I don't know, doesn't look like we're going to get an entry there. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up trading there. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. It was really, really good fun trading with everyone today. I will see you then first thing for the recap video, and I'll also see you guys then first thing tomorrow. Remember, if you have any questions, leave them below. I answer all questions. If you like the video, consider leaving a like, guys. I definitely appreciate it. And I will, yeah, I think that's everything. Oh yeah, if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'd love to see you again. And till next time, guys, stay safe, make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao. Boy class. That's a funny one.